Okay, when you hear the word discipline, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's something strict, kind of boring, maybe even a little painful, right? But what if I told you that the common idea of discipline is, well, completely wrong, and that its real meaning is actually the key to unlocking your biggest goals?
I mean, just look at the standard dictionary definition. A few words just jump right out at you, don't they? Obey rules, punishment, disobedience. It sounds more like you're being put in a cage than being given a tool for success. It just feels so restrictive and, let's be honest, totally uninspiring.
So here's the big question. Is that it? Is that all discipline is? Or are we missing something really important here? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. We are absolutely missing something.
To find that answer, we've got to look past this modern, stuffy definition and go right back to the source, to where the word actually came from. And trust me, this is where everything starts to change.
See, the answer is right there in the word's Latin root, disciplina, and it means a special kind of knowledge or learning. And when you think about it, this makes so much sense. We talk about the discipline of medicine or the discipline of engineering. It's not about restriction at all. It's about the journey to gaining expertise and mastery.
This chart just lays it out so perfectly. The common view, the one we all grew up with, sees discipline as a cage. You're just obeying rules, being controlled. But the real meaning, it's a key. It's about actively molding yourself, about following a path not because you have to, but because it leads you exactly where you want to go. It doesn't hold you back. It actually prepares you and pushes you forward.
So, how do we take this new, empowering idea and actually use it? Well, it all comes down to building 5 specific qualities. Think of these as the practical, hands-on building blocks of real, effective self-discipline. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, and this is a big one, the most successful people on the planet don't just have goals, they turn those goals into daily actions. The author Brian Tracy said it best. Setting clear goals and then working on them every single day is a discipline that's more important than almost anything else.
So what does this actually look like? Let's make it super practical. Let's say your big goal is to completely master your course syllabus. Okay, you break that monster goal down into a small, daily goal. Just complete today's classwork. Then you turn that into a simple, non-negotiable habit. 30 minutes of revision every morning. That's it. See, you're no longer chasing some vague, far-off goal. You're just executing a simple daily practice.
Quality number 2 is all about momentum. You know that feeling, right? The very beginning of any new habit, any new project, that's always where you feel the most resistance. It just takes a ton of energy to get the wheels turning.
I love this analogy. Think about a rocket launch. To break free of Earth's gravity in just the first 12 kilometers, that rocket burns through 95% of its fuel. But once it's out in space, it needs barely any fuel at all to travel hundreds and hundreds of kilometers more. New habits are exactly the same. That initial push to overcome inertia is the hardest part. Once you're moving, it's so much easier to just keep going.
The legend himself, Michael Phelps, knew this better than anyone. He said that missing just one day of practice actually sets you back 2 days because it breaks your body's rhythm. And that's why he famously trained every single day of the year. Yep, even on Christmas, to make sure that his momentum was never, ever broken.
Okay, quality number 3 is all about mastering self-control. And the secret is, it starts with the small stuff. This goes back to the famous marshmallow test. You've probably heard of it. Kids were offered 1 marshmallow now or 2 marshmallows if they could just wait a few minutes. Well, it turns out the kids who could delay that gratification were found to be way more successful later in life.
You know, Abraham Lincoln just summed this up so beautifully. True discipline isn't about denying yourself things. It's about making a conscious choice. It's that ability to look at what you want right this second and weigh it against what you want the most in the long run. Every small choice you make, resisting that snack, doing that workout, it builds that muscle.
All right, next up, and this one might seem counterintuitive. A truly disciplined person doesn't expect to be perfect. In fact, they kind of expect to fail now and then. The real key is how quickly they get back on track. They don't waste precious energy feeling ashamed or frustrated. They just begin again.
Tennis champion Rafael Nadal is the perfect example of this. The guy has had some devastating losses and career-threatening injuries, yet he's dominated the sport for almost 2 decades. What's his secret? He doesn't see losing as the enemy. For him, the real enemy is taking that loss personally and letting it stop him. He just gets back on the court the next day.
And this leads to a really crucial point, which is often summed up by this number, 80%. They say that 80% of success is just showing up, day in and day out. When you have the discipline to show up no matter what happened yesterday, you save all that mental energy you would have spent beating yourself up, and you can use it for actual improvement.
And finally, the fifth quality is self-reflection. See, real discipline isn't about blindly following a routine like a robot. It's about being aware of your progress and making constant tiny adjustments along the way. It's not about being perfect from day one, it's about getting a little bit better every day.
And here is a super simple, no excuses way to do this. At the end of each day, just ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, what did I do a little bit better today than I did yesterday? And number 2, what's just one thing I can do to improve tomorrow? This simple little ritual shifts your focus from comparing yourself to other people to focusing only on your own personal growth.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've totally redefined discipline. It's not a cage, it's a key. It's your personal path to mastery. So let's do a quick review of the 5 qualities you need to build it.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, turn your big, scary goals into small, daily routines. 2, protect your momentum like it's gold, especially in the beginning. 3, practice self-control on the little things so you have strength for the big things. 4, bounce back from failure fast. Your only job is to show up again. And 5, use daily self-reflection to make those constant tiny improvements.
So there you have it. That's the real meaning of discipline. It's not about punishment, it's not about restriction. It is the art of learning, it's the path to mastery, and it's how you build the person you really want to become. So the only question left for you is, what's the one small routine you can start today?